What's good with it, y'all? What's good with it? Welcome back to A1 Hoop Zone. Yeah, we back with another one, man. We back with another one. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're catching the playback. If you're in the building, salute to you, Dangberry. Appreciate you sliding through, bro. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, man, or if it's like cutting out or the audio ain't right. Let me know how it sounds on your end, man. I just want to make sure I'm coming through loud and clear, so that way I ain't got to restart anything, or switch devices or anything like that, man. Let me know how I'm sounding on your end, if you don't mind, good sir. Let's see, man. Let's see. My bad, y'all. It's been a minute. We back with another one, but definitely got to make sure we got the audio nice and crisp, got everything going, so we can definitely rock out and get to these topics that we got, man. Let me see here real quick. Yeah, because I definitely had a few things wanted to cook on and get to, man. Like I said, I just want to make sure my audio is coming through loud and clear. So whoever's in the building, man, let me know. What's good with the Cuban King? Salute to you, man. Cuban King, you hear me loud and clear? How's the audio? Is there any echo or anything like that? Let me know. I just want to make sure I'm coming through loud and clear, man. Let me know how I'm sounding. He said, good. Appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and hop right into it, man. I ain't going to even sit here and waste too much time just because we're going to be here. We're going to definitely be here getting a good cook in, man, today. So, again, I appreciate everybody coming through. If you're live in the building, salute to you. If you're catching the playback, salute to you as well. Appreciate you sliding through and checking this joint out. But let's get to it, man. So we talking everything basketball, right? So there's some craziness going on right now in the league. Everybody is either losing their mind about this whole in-season tournament, or they are at the same exact time saying that, they're not liking what they see and they're not a fan of it and they want it to go away. Some mixed emotions. That's what I'm hearing about from a lot of people that I'm hitting me up, or people that I'm talking to about basketball, man. They having mixed emotions about it. They're not really saying they high on it. They're not really saying they low on it. They're just kind of saying, like, we hoping it's going to increase the competition level and make people actually want to play because they plan to win something, whether it be an additional $50,000 that they're going to get, or the fact that they're going to win the Emirates Cup, however they put it. There's something they're trying to put on the line for them to be saying, like, oh, you won this or you won that. But a lot of people, they not too much fanning over because people still not taking it as serious as, how it's supposed to be, the competitive level. What's good with the PGH Big Dog? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through, checking this out. Susanna Morrow John, proud single mother. Hi to you. Salute to you as well. Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, man, it's one of the things where we looking at it, right? And we literally saying, are we liking the Emirates Cup? Are we liking this in-season tournament? Are we a fan of it? Are we looking at it and kind of not taking it as serious? For me, it's one of them things, man, where last year, the first year of it, I think you got a lot more competition. You got some really good games out of it because people was looking at it and saying they want to be the first to win that cup just to say they were the first team to win it. At the same time, there was a lot of push behind it because, I mean, let's be honest, an incentive to some of these rookies, if you're offering $50,000 to $100,000 as an additional incentive to win the cup, you're going to have some of the players out there, like you're going to have some veteran players. Prime example, LeBron James saying that they want to get their youngins paid. A lot of these rookies not getting $100,000 or $50,000 and stuff like that right out the bat, or additional on top of their contracts. A lot of people don't know is a lot of these contracts for these rookies, man, they might be scraping six figures or a little over six figures. You know what I mean? So if you're telling somebody you can get an additional $50,000 to $100,000 and they already making, right into the six-figure range, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna lock in and they're gonna definitely get to it in the highest ways. Thumbs up, salute to you as well. Cuban Cuban King said NBA needs to adopt the 3-year college rule again. NBA is getting boring. And that's the other thing I've been hearing too, man. A lot of people been saying they not liking what they seeing because you're just seeing not really run and gun, but you're seeing kind of the same thing, right? You're not really seeing players come in polished. You're seeing players come into the league and a few games in, or maybe even a year in, they out of the league. They go into the D League. They going and playing overseas. This is no knock against overseas or nothing like that. But what it is just simply saying is that they're not polishing their game. You're not seeing them evolve. You're not seeing them be able to come into these games and actually have an impact, right? Like back in the day when you had, like you said, the 3-year rule, you were seeing players come in like a Christian Laettner or who's some other notable players that played some years in college, where where you had a Magic and Larry Bird, even though they didn't spend that long in college, they still came in NBA ready, right? And a lot of people are going to say, well, these young players nowadays are more talented and they have the ability to go, whether it be straight from high school or straight to college, because we saw LeBron James, who came in straight from high school and was automatically the face of his team right away. One of the biggest names in the NBA right out the gate, right? And so you're gonna have people that's gonna be able to argue both sides of the coin when it comes to that. And he said Curry played 3 years, yeah. And the thing is, when Curry got into the league, bro, he dealt with injuries, but you could still see the signs were there, clear as day, that he's a hell of a shooter, right? So what is he gonna do? He's gonna come in and shoot. He worked on his game, and now look at him, greatest shooter of all time, hands down, no argument. I don't think you'll find a single person alive that can say there's another shooter better than Steph that's in the league or played in the league. Now we all know there's always them dudes in the hood, man, that never made it out the community and things like that, or they got tricked out of an opportunity and they sitting behind bars, or something happened where it just wasn't in the deck of cards for them. But they hell of a ball players. We all know and have them people. You know what I mean? I know some. I'm pretty sure we all know. What's good with it, Autism Boy? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. He says salute to the chat. Appreciate you sliding through. What's good with it, Teach? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. JH in the building. What's good with it? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. Quee, what's good with you? She said, was having a light skin. Hey, it's all good, man. I hope them glasses is fixed. G5 said them glasses. G5 said he don't know, man. He said them glasses got left in the car. You might not be able to see if I'm light skin or dark skin right now. I don't know. But shout out to BC, man. I had to support him by wearing this color. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Cuban Kane said, not everyone is Kobe Bryant or KG. That is a small percentage. That's a fact, bro. But also at the same time, when you're looking at some of these players, a lot of them are coming out highly skilled with the ability, but they're just not getting the minutes and things because they don't understand the game from that level of when you're actually in the big leagues where players are just as talented, if not more talented than you are. So you're not able to show out like you did in college or high school. You playing against people that's right on par with you, if not better. So you may not be able to shine like you once did. So what does that mean? Coming in, understanding the game at a higher level, understand how to get to your spots on the court, slowing the game down for you so you can be as effective as you can to be a contribution to your team. And when we see for this younger generation, a lot of them don't know how to do that. They don't know how to slow down the game and make it work, you know what I'm saying, for the best way for them. They don't know how to read the playbook or understand the game at a high IQ to be able to play it and be able to actually be a contribution. A lot of these players, what do? They find themselves sitting on the bench moping, or they find themselves up out of the league one way or another, which is very unfortunate. T said, Curry, the best shooter I've seen since Miller. Yep, and you're going to have a lot of people saying he better than Miller too when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all a matter of I can't say it's subjective just because, I mean, Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, bro. I have to get that to him. The greatest one I've ever seen that I've seen, you know what I mean? Let's see who else we got in the building. Just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Awesome. But said, do you think Vince Carter is better than James Harden? That's man, that's an interesting question. If you want to say all around, you probably got to say no. I think James Harden is a better scorer. Vince just was very athletic, could shoot the three ball decently, but his thing was more of attack the rim. It was either attack the rim or three ball. Defensively, he was okay. James Harden defense ain't the best, but when it comes to ball handling, getting your teammates involved and dragging them and taking them deep into the waters, whether it be in the playoffs or things like that, you got to get a nod to James Harden. Better scorer, definitely better facilitator, better ball handler. Defense, neither one of them defenses like that to begin with. But overall, I probably would go with James Harden over Vince Carter, just in my opinion. I could be wrong. You could have some diehard Vince Carter fans out there that's probably going to be coming for my helmet. But at the same time, hey, I ain't ducking nothing. So we can go tit for tat on it if you want to. PJ's Big Dog says Steph also has the greenest light of an NBA shooter ever. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. But when you can shoot like he do as efficiently as he does, you're going to get that green light going to be neon green for you. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. But back to what I was saying, though, as far as like, today's NBA and the players and things of that nature, man, it's it's pick your poison of other brand of basketball that you like to see or watch that's entertaining to you. And I won't deep dive and go too deep into it just because I'm hoping to link up with one of my brothers that's a diehard basketball fan that brought up a very good topic on Facebook to me, or just a Facebook post that he made, and me and him was kind of talking off scenes about it, and he was just saying like, what's happened to today's day and age in basketball. Like for diehard basketball players, do they like this brand of basketball, or a lot of people saying the game is evolving, or is it starting to devolve? And it's probably not even a word, but it's like, are we seeing the game regress? You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say that topic specifically because I would love to get him on the show. I'm hoping to get him actually tomorrow. Kids is out of the house, as y'all can hear. It's kind of quiet, so I'm gonna hit him up behind the scenes if he available. We're going to do a live tomorrow. I'll let y'all know the time, and we're going to get to it, man. It's a hell of a topic, hell of a discussion. I think that's worthy of having. So hopefully I can get him on and we can talk about it, man. And then, it'll be a topic that I think that's going to be a good mix between having some old school heads in here, some middle of the school heads, and some new players that's definitely want to talk about it, man, and chop it up and get to it. So I'm going to say that topic for sure. Chris said, hey, Vince Carter was fired. Yeah, that's a fact. That's why I said the only thing I look at is when he said who is better, it's like you have to go all around. You have to go all around. If I go all around, I'm gonna have to go with James Harden just because he can facilitate more. Ball handling is better. He gives you to attack the rim, the mid range, and three. Even though I'm not a fan of James Harden game, and I've been critical of him. I gotta give him his just due. But at the same time, I look at it still critical of him because I hated his that step back thing, man. The same move he would do and then get a foul call on it every single time. And I just hated it, man. The seeking of fouls when he driving and throwing the ball right into your chest and stuff like that. I hated it. She said always green light. Yep. They soft as hell now and go for it. Yeah. That's what a lot of people are gonna say. They're gonna say the league has definitely changed. And again, if you're an 80s baby, even an early 90s baby, you're probably looking at it and you're saying the same thing. He's saying like the league it's morphed into a brand of basketball that you're not really a fan of because you're not seeing true competition. You're not seeing people on that competitiveness that we saw in the late 90s, early 2000s, and 2010s brand of basketball. It's two different things now. Cuban Kane said the reason NFL is competitive is due to they come to the league ready. The NBA is the development league now. Shaking my head. Yeah, and I can't even argue against that, Cuban Kane. You make a hell of a point. That is what you see a lot of these people are getting to the league and they're using the league, whether it be to be developed or they get to the league and then they're sent down to the G League or D League and never to be heard of again. And they ruining the opportunity. But at the same time, some of them are good enough to, grind it out in the D League or G League and then find themselves back in the league. And then they, they still keep that same hunger and it goes up from there. And you're gonna have people saying Bronny James is one of them and all that type of stuff. I know that's gonna be coming at some point. Somebody gonna say it, so I ain't gonna dive into it. I'm gonna wait for it. Autism Boy said, yeah, 100% I agree. Harden is better than Vince Carter. Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's definitely true. PJ Big Dog said too many damn threes. Yep, I can't argue against that as well. Quee said James Harden with the beard. Yep, James Harden with the beard. What's good with a just do? Salute to you, bro. He said, did somebody say just do? Right on time. Exactly. Like, that's funny as hell. Right when that saying popped up. Quee said he also has an ugly. Yeah. It's man, oh man. Man. PJ Biddo said James soft and always been overrated to me. I hate that flopping lazy game. Yeah, that's the part, bro. Like being a hooper like myself. And the type of passion and love I have for the game, bro, that's the issue I always had with James Harden's game. Every time I'll be looking, I'm like, bro, stop, man. Like, I understand you playing high IQ basketball because in the time of need when you need to get a bucket, or if it's crunch time, you need to, you're saying you're trying to make up points. They're gonna utilize getting fouled and get to the free throw line, and you're gonna do that to be able to get a bucket or get yourself in rhythm, right? But when it's every single time, bro, like that just gets petty, annoying, and it's a brand of basketball I'm not a fan of. You know what I mean? T said Harden made the step back popular even though it wasn't new. Yeah, it's definitely not new. It's just his brand of his step back was step back and flop. You know what I mean? Kick your feet out or flail, whatever the case may be. And then at the same time, I never understood how nobody could time that step back and block it, how nobody could time that step back and strip it. I've only seen a couple of defenders be able to, and I think Josh Okogie was one of them, just off the top of my head. When James Harden did the step back, he did it perfect, bro. He literally slid, he sidestepped to his right, which is James Harden's left, contested the shot, blocked the shot without fouling James Harden at all. It was all ball. They couldn't call it. And guess what? James Harden hit the ground, and all you see is him flailing up like where's the call? I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, you got to stop it, bro. You got to stop it. T says so many memes too. Absolutely, bro. Man, all you saw was memes during that James Harden reign of terror when it came to him doing that, man. When it came to him doing that, you saw that reign of terror. All you was getting was calls. All you was seeing was memes of that. Just do say, hey, bro, prefer Cash App, Super Chat might be a silly question. Just wondering. Either or, any support I accept, bro. Cash App, Super Chat. What's the other one? I think I got a Venmo one. What is it? I was gonna say to Telegram. Like, just joking around. Any support, man, I accept, just because I've always supported everybody in every type of fashion I can. Whenever I can, I support everybody. So any way is cool with me, bro. It's all the same. However anybody want to support, it's all the same. The Cash App at the bottom. Everybody know. Hopefully, I don't even know. Let me make sure my Super Chat is on. Super Chat right there. So, yep, either or, bro. Either or. Quee said I couldn't stand it. Yeah, I'm telling you, that brand of basketball that James Harden had in that era of Houston Rockets, James Harden, because when he played for OKC, you didn't really see that much. You didn't really see him getting them type of calls like that, and he wasn't seeking it out like that. But then somebody obviously got in his ear when he wanted to be, his own one-man show, and he got away from, you know what I'm saying, sticking to it with Russ and Durant. You know what I mean? He was like, I want to be my own one-man show. And it was up from there. All you saw was step back this, step back that, throwing the ball in your chest, foul here, foul there, getting to the free throw line over 20. Like, if you get to the free throw line over 20 times in one game, either you are being extremely aggressive and you get into the rim, or you are flopping and flailing and you are seeking that whistle out. That's one thing I was just like, yeah, bro, I can't rock with this, man. Can't rock with it. Cuban said NBA need to adopt a new rule, only 10 made threes per game. Everything else counts as twos. Nah, they can't do that, bro. Cuban said he want them to go back to the midi, shooting the middies. Because, I mean, if you shooting threes and you hit that 10 mark, ain't nobody going to be shooting from out there no more, because that extra point won't matter. You know what I mean? It might hype the crowd up, but at the same time, it's like you're going to be like, hey, everything's a two now. I might as well get to the rim. I ain't finna shoot no threes. That's the point. That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell. Chris said they need to get rid of the Euro step. Now the Euro step is cool, man. It's not a travel, so you get to it. What's good, my brother? Just doing the building, man. That Cash App, salute to you, bro. Appreciate you with the Cash App, man. Supporting the grind, supporting the channel. You didn't have to, but you did, so you already know, man. Just because you supported the grind and appreciated me in that kind of manner, I gotta appreciate you as well, bro. Let me share my little.
Just look at this spectacular takeoff. He jumped over his head.
Yep. Y'all already know that's what I do. I got to do it that way. My brother back. Hey, he's showing out today, man. Just doing the building with that $5 super chase. I'll do both. Cash App to appreciate your work, my bro. Smash the like button, family. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you supporting the grind, supporting the channel, man. Again, I got to show my appreciation, man. The only way I can do it, you went above and beyond for me, I got to do the same for y'all, man. Same way Vince Carter did it.
Just look at this spectacular takeoff. He jumped over his head.
Speaking of Vince Carter, I just thought about that. Hey, if he see this live or this video get to him, he gonna be like, hold on, bro. How you gonna say James Harden better than me, but you gonna use my highlight as a way to show your appreciation to anybody supporting the channel? You gonna use my highlight as a way for that, bro? Hold on, that ain't right. I already know if he see this, he gonna be like, hold on, man, that ain't right. That ain't right at all. But salute to you, man. Appreciate you again supporting the grind, supporting the channel in that Cash App and in that super chat, bro. Appreciate that, man. Chris said, and let the or what did you say? And let them soft ass fouls. Yeah. You gotta let them fouls go. You gotta let them go. But people nowadays, they get a technical just because they got tapped and it wasn't called. So we know what it is. Autism Boy said, do you believe Vince Carter is overrated? Nope, I do not believe Vince Carter is overrated whatsoever. I believe he's rated and ranked just exactly where he's supposed to be, which a lot of people give Vince Carter his respect. Understand he probably is or was the best in-game dunker we've ever seen. I mean, it's an argument to be had. A lot of people might say Shawn Kemp. what was this? What's my other man name? I think it's Jalen Green or the one that he was in the dunk contest. He played for the Timberwolves, played for the Rockets, a Houston native. I think it's Jalen, or I could be mistaken, but you're gonna have a lot of people saying that Vince Carter arguably is the greatest in-game dunker of all time. Like I said, arguably. Obviously, it's more of an opinion-based thing, but you're gonna have people that's gonna definitely have that argument. For me, like I said, he's not overrated. I think Vince Carter is exactly where he is, what he's supposed to be. If he would have won a championship, it would have definitely elevated him. Same thing if like Tracy McGrady would have won a championship, it would have elevated him. But otherwise, we know Tracy McGrady was going to body you, and he was going to play both ends of the ball and could do it all. Kobe gave that man his praises. Who am I to say, that ain't true? Tracy McGrady was absolutely the truth. Could do, like Kobe said, he could do everything I could do except for he was 6'9". Absolute fact. McGrady was an absolute monster. Cuban Kane said the game is a 3-point competition. It's boring. Go to the hoop. Yeah, bro. That's the thing. That's why I said depending on if you're an 80s baby, 90s baby, maybe an year. Oh shit, I forgot we're in 2024 now. We're about to be 2025, so you can be a 2000s baby. And the type, with YouTube being out here now, you can go back and look at these older, brands of basketball and be able to say, okay, what's the brand you support best? What's the game you rock with best? What are you a fan of, or what fits either if you play the game, what fits closer to your game of how you are? So it's going to be differences of opinion, but for sure, it's definitely more of a 3-point competition more than it is of you seeing like true like throwback basketball. It's definitely changed from that aspect for sure. If you can't shoot threes or the ability to be able to knock down the occasional three, there isn't a place for you in this day and age. There isn't a place for you in this league today. I hate to say it, but it's true. Quee said, play ball like I used to play. No blood, no foul. Now you was playing rugby, huh? you was out there playing rugby or something. That no blood, no foul. But hey, I wouldn't mind seeing that brand of basketball being back. I won't have an issue with it whatsoever. You know what I mean? Cuban King said Dominique Wilkins was a man in game. That dude bodied Larry Bird a few times. A lot of people don't even know that. He gave Larry Bird the man. That man he probably gave Larry Bird nightmares, man. Larry probably was thinking about it like, nah, I ain't, let me not contest this real quick. And that joke was funny as hell with stuff he did with Larry, man. PJ Big Dog said, I still feel Vince Carter was underachieved. I thought he could have won a few chips and MVPs if dedicated more. I can somewhat agree with it. It's just that, he ran up at the times and the teams he ran up against, it just wasn't in his deck of cards, bro. He was running up against teams that you can either say was a dynasty or a team that it was in their deck of cards for them to win, meaning they had the better team, played the better brand of basketball, and then it just, the teams he played on at the times that they just wasn't going to be able to beat him. I think the best time. No, he wasn't with that Dallas Mavericks team when they won the chip. I don't think. No, he wasn't with them. I was going to say that would have been probably his best opportunity if he would have been with them when they was playing to win a chip. Outside of that, every team he's been on is just been a situation where he ran up against a team that just was better, and they wasn't going to get him. But MVPs, yeah, you could be right. Like I said, it's when you look at Vince Carter and you look at his game, the ball handling is mediocre. Defense was, so-so, but as far as like he was 3-point shooter, that he picked that up mid-range, he didn't really do. It was either attack the rim or shoot threes. I mean, that was only two. Passing, underrated, like wasn't the best kind of passer. So it's like he could definitely evolved his game a lot and been better, but at the same time, man, like think of the stuff he did do without doing any of that. I think that's again why I use up Tracy McGrady as a good point, because obviously they cousins, they played together, former teammates, but at the same time, people look at Tracy McGrady in a different light than what they looked at as they looked at Vince Carter. I mean, some people might want to argue with me on that or say something different, but honestly, who is better? In my opinion, I think Tracy McGrady is hand down better than Vince Carter in every aspect outside of probably dunking. Outside of that, he washes Vince Carter in every category. Just my opinion. Quee said Dominique was a beast. Absolutely. PJ's Big Dog said team used to have their own style back in the day. Now everyone shooting threes, even teams with no shooters. Yep. That's what I said. The NBA, as of right now, bro, what they did is they wanted to speed up the game. They wanted to make it a high. They're catering the game to the younger generation. The younger generation, all they want to see is highlights, right? They want to see the flashy plays and highlights. So what do? You put emphasis on, you want to bring out statistics about saying that the 3-point shot is better to take than the mid-range shot. That's, again, I don't want to dive too deep into it because I want to save some of that for the conversation I'm looking to have with my brother tomorrow. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and locked in for that. But I agree. Right now, they definitely wanted to make things up tempo, speed up the game, and cater it to the younger generation, which only wants to see highlights and flashy plays and things like that. Clyde the Glide, yeah, Clyde Drexler, aka KQKC, the singing OG. Shout out to KQ, man. But yeah, Clyde Drexler was getting buckets as well. I mean, except for when people try to say he's Jordan 2.0, and Jordan had to shut that down real quick. Autism Boy said, are the 2024-2025 Clippers team overrated to you? The Clippers have always been overrated to me, no matter who was on that team. If we talking Lob City, they wasn't going to win nothing. If we talking, Kawhi wanting PG there, they wasn't going to win nothing. If you talking Kawhi wanting PJ and James Harden there, they wasn't going to win nothing. If you talking post PG leaving and you still got Kawhi whenever he plays and James Harden, they're not going to win nothing. It's not in the deck of cards for them to win it. I hate to say it. If you're a Clippers fan, which are few and far between because I haven't met one yet, just the reality, bro. No slight, no disrespect. Just my opinion. What's good with it, Brian King? King B. Falcon. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate you sliding through and checking this joint out, bro. But yeah, that's just one of them things, man. Like it just wasn't in a deck of cards for the Clippers. So for me, yeah, they is what they is. He said they trash going for it. Yep. Definitely. This thing jumping on, mouse tripping and stuff. Quee said, I want to see real defense, not just in college. That's the thing. Them college players, well, now that they're getting those NIL deals, their game is a little bit different. They plan to showcase because they want to make it to the next level. Because them NIL deals, let's be honest, it's only a handful of them that's getting close to what like an NBA veteran minimum is, right? But some of them NIL deals are paying more than what some of these rookie players are getting paid as well. So that's why you're seeing the competition level is a lot more higher. They're playing for the stakes of being able to get to that next level to get paid. That's what they're playing for. But a lot of these players nowadays, yeah, it's just not the same, man. Not the same at all. So everybody subbing up to the brother Autism Boy. Let me see, make sure I ain't jumping in this real quick. Man, what the hell? My apologies, y'all. Y'all bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna tool up my guy Brian King Falcon real quick. Toot him up real quick. Had to get him right real quick. Let's see. Quee said defense is so important and it appears to be the lost art. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. WNBA draft is tonight. I unfortunately probably will not be watching that. Reason being, let's be honest, man. Kids is out of the house on the two oldest is, and then the baby. So it's like, hey, when he sleep, kick back time, and definitely gotta kick back, relax, watch something with the missus, or just enjoy some peace and quiet when baby is asleep, or dedicate that time to spending it more with baby, man. If any of y'all, that got kids, y'all, and they close in age, y'all know it's hard to kind of split that time evenly amongst all of them. And I got a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, and now a 2-month-old, about to be 2-month-old, man. So that time is and again, all of y'all already know, man. I my kids is always around. Otherwise, if I was doing this live, one of them would have popped up right here, or y'all would have heard them in the background screaming, fighting, and playing. So y'all know it when it's quiet time, they up out of the house, man. Just do said, keep building. I'm listening. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you doing that for your boy. Brian King said, true that. Yes, sir. You already know, man. We definitely gonna keep cooking and keep going, man. So and that was, again, just a light topic of just kind of going back and forth on today's day and age of basketball. Latest news. I'm not going to talk too much about All-Star Weekend, about how they're looking to change the format as far as having, what is it? I think it's four different teams, 4 or 5 different teams for the NBA thing, like kind of making it an All-Star NBA kind of tournament type thing. All-Star Weekend is dead at this point. My reason being is that there is no way to incentivize these players to compete in the All-Star Weekend like we used to see back in the day. Again, whether it be 90s ball or early 2000s, where you had Allen Iverson, Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, all these guys out there playing for something. And they playing to show we the better team and I'm the best player at my position. Because guess what? When you're in the All-Star game, whether they're going to either be on your team or they're going to be on the opposing team, but you're playing against what's considered the best player of your position, whether on your team or on the opposite team. So you're trying to outshine both of them, but also trying to win the game. A lot of people sleep on understanding that's how that works. That was Kobe mentality. That was Jordan mentality. That was like Melo. That was KD, Russ, AI. That was all of these players' mentality during All-Star weekends was to compete at the highest level. First thing being secure to win. Secondly, showing whoever the opposition is, I'm the best in my position. You can't with me in my position. That was the point in how All-Star Weekend had such a higher viewership. That was the point why everybody was rocking out with All-Star Weekend when it was All-Star Game. The dunk competition. You had the names. You had the marquee names. You had the Dominique Wilkins. You had the Jordans, the Vince Carters, the Tracy McGrady's. You had Dr. J. You had all these named players in the dunk competition looking to do what? Show that they the best because they weren't scared of competition. They welcomed it and they wanted it. The last time we seen a dunk competition be competitive to a point where they was getting after it and it was a true competition, Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine. That's the last one for me that I can arguably say they went at it, they didn't back down, and they wanted it. Name me another one. The last few years, it's been suspect. It's been very the marquee names is scared to get into it. The marquee names don't want to put their hat into it because they scared to compete. It's like, bro, come on, man. We enter into a stage or an age right now where people are scared to lose. They scared for something to happen. I hate to bring this up, but I have to. Even when LeBron got dunked on by Jordan Crawford, and Nike and either him or Nike, whichever one, someone along the lines was on a whole PC type of thing for LeBron because he got dunked on. LeBron came out later, said he didn't care about it at all. It's part of the game. It's part of basketball. If he didn't care about it at all and it's part of the game, part of basketball, why wouldn't he speak up and say, man, let the footage go. Who cares? It's basketball. You got to protect the bag. You know what I mean? Like, I get it from a business standpoint, but from a fan, like being a fan of this sport, I don't get it. I don't rock with it. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate like you saying one thing now, but back then you didn't have that same type of energy. You was petrified for anybody to see you got dunked on by Jordan Crawford. When you got, and the crazy thing is, it ain't even like he didn't been dunked on way worse than that now in the league on national TV for millions to see. So it's like, come on, man. Everybody gets dunked on. Everybody gets some type of shameful play. Everybody gets shook at some point. It happens to every single player. There's not one player that played in the league or has played a competitive game in their life that has not had something where they got shook, dunked on, a shot hit in their face, something. Not one. Not one. A lot of people's GOAT in MJ. AI had that dude out there two-stepping like it was something crazy. Does that mean he's still not one of the greatest of all time? Nope, does not mean that at all. It just means he got shook, plain and simple. Queen said it's boring now. All-Star Weekend out here was fire. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like people like the NBA. Hey, holla at your boy, man. I'm gonna just put it out there. Holla if you want some ideas on how to bring the All-Star Weekend back in every single category as far as dunk contest, 3-point contest, NBA All-Star Weekend, All-Star Game. I mean, holla at me. You ain't even got to pay me a king's ransom. Just holla at me, give my credit when y'all see them, when that viewership go through the roof and you see people returning that's been away from the league, or you see tweets or people on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, social media across the board. When you see all that people raving about All-Star Weekend, all the thing I want you to say is, we want to give credit to A1 for his insights, or A1 for his ideas or how he felt about this, or, him collaborating with us and helping bringing viewership and fans back to basketball, or at least All-Star Weekend. That's one thing. It's like, that's all I ask. All I ask. So if you're listening to this or somebody catch wind, hey, y'all, yes, holler at me. I got Instagram. If you whoever NBA.com, whatever it is, there's a way to get a hold of me. Leave a comment in my comment section. I'll give you my Instagram, and we can go from there. We can definitely chop it up behind the scenes, keep it all behind the scenes, and I see my body of work happen, and I sit there with a smile on my face, like, yeah, we did that. And I won't say I say we. I ain't afraid to share. I ain't gotta hog the credit. I ain't gotta be the one that's out there plastering my face on. No, I don't need none of that. I just want to be able to enjoy the game I'm seeing and see other people just as happy as seeing it as well. Swell Webb, another one. Well, Swell Webb, 5.556, competing just like Nate Robinson, made it a competition. People rooted for the little guy, but the little guy didn't come out there and ask for sympathy. He went out there and he was doing some dunks that a lot of players that's tall, like my height and taller, can't do, which is crazy. Shout out to him. What's good with it, Mr. Just Do? She said, hey, bro, just wanted to come through and show support to you. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through and supporting the grind, supporting the channel, man. Salute to you and the Do family for sure. Autism Boy said, who's a better as a head coach, George Karl or Doc Rivers in your opinion? George Karl. And I don't even like George Karl just because of what he did with Melo, but he had them boys playing, man. The places he went, he had them playing, and he did not lose 3-1 leads multiple times. Doc Rivers has had multiple Hall of Fame player team or multiple Hall of Fame team that are Hall of Fame players on a team, on every team he's won to, and he still managed to do what? Blow 3-1 leads like crazy. Again, I'm not a fan of George Karl at all. I think, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. If I had to pick it over overall coaching point, I'm gonna say George Karl. Doc Rivers, even though he got one championship and things like that, from a coaching standpoint, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's just me. Other people gonna have a difference of opinion and stuff like that, but it's just something about it for me. PJ's Big Dog said, hold up, don't throw shade at Bron now. He said everyone got dunked on. Stop it, bro. I know, and that's why I was getting at PJ's Big Dog. Everybody has gotten dunked on. Everybody. Cole got yammed on. Jordan got dunked on. I ain't never seen anybody dunk on Shaq. So I know Bynum kind of bullied him a little bit and dunked it, but I ain't never seen anybody go up and go over Shaq before. I haven't seen it. Somebody send me a highlight clip if you got it, because I ain't seen it. So that might be the only player I can think of that I ain't never seen got dunked on. Everybody else, they'd have been boomed on. PJ Big Dog said the emphasis on European style has ruined the game, took all the physicality out of the NBA. That's the crazy thing, right? When you look at European basketball, bro, European basketball is focused more on skill than it is on physicality, if that makes sense. Like they play the game in a way where it's, ball movement, trusting your teammates, and playing in a way where everybody is able to eat, right? And I think that's my take, as I've watched some games of European basketball, and you see the players, it's like a lot of those players' games are very similar. They play the game the right way and getting everybody involved and want to do it that way, right? The NBA, as far as taking the physicality out, they took it out just because malice in the palace, you know what I mean? Like the Jordan rules, stuff like that. They looked at it as if it was too physical. They understood the type of players they have on that court, people that look like me, they're gonna start throwing hands at some point. It ain't gonna be no like I can hard foul you and that it's gonna end right there. No, you're gonna have players that you hard fouling them, they gonna wanna, we want to go fisticuffs, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna have to square it up and line it up. The NBA was wanting to get away from that image just because they felt that it was starting to trend and go in that direction where they felt like they were losing fan bases and it was affecting their bottom dollar. So that's why they went ahead and kind of weeded their way about instead of making the game taking the physicality out of the game and making it to more of a run and gun type game. And again, focusing on the younger generations or younger fan base. That's in my opinion, I think that's why they did it. Quee said he was a little dude. She must be talking about Spud. Yep. Cuban Kane said you seen me play. I never got dunked on or shook. Hey, I can say for me, I've never got dunked on. As far as shook, I don't recall the time that I got shook. Like as far as like crossed up bad, like somebody made a good move and got themselves open. Yeah, but I don't remember getting crossed up bad like that at all. But at the same time, it's like, not to say it couldn't have never happened. If it happened, I'd have been like, that was a hell of a move. Hell of a move. Mrs. Just Do said, Doc Rivers, yeah, explain that. I'm gonna ask you to explain that. PJ Big Dog said, definitely missed the little guys, Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, dogs. That's a fact, bro. Like they because they knew. And then you got, what is it, Earl Boykins, the one that played for Denver, that a lot of people will sleep on the fact that he was bench pressing 400 pounds, and this dude was like 5'5", 120 pounds. People don't know that, but guess what? Hey, they put in the work, bro. They put in the work. A lot of people didn't believe that he could bench press that until he showed them. And there's proof that he did it. Like a lot, and that's the thing. People are like, what? 5'5", 120 bench press and 400? Yes. Or 300? It was like 300 or 400 pounds. Yes, he did that. You don't believe me? Pull up the video and you can see it. PJ Big told that Doc over Carl. Carl won nothing, and he was on some BS with Melo. Hate that dude. And that was the other thing. PJ's big dog. That's why I said like my decision to pick Carl was just more the fact that he was able to maximize what he had from his team, not having a bunch of Hall of Famers. For Doc Rivers, he got a championship out of a Hall of Fame team, but outside of that, he's blown more 3-1 leads than everybody in NBA history. So it's like, but it's a hard pick. Like I have to set emotions aside to it. But for me, yeah, I'm not a fan of Karl Malone just because, or Karl Malone neither, but Carl either just because what he did to Melo. Yeah, I'm on the same train with you with that. I ain't ducking that at all. Chris said, "Law, the physical basketball play is what's missing from playing ball now." Yeah, people, and that's the thing is people that are true fans of the game of basketball, but also at the same time, if you're an 80s baby, 90s baby, you're used to seeing physicality in the game because it makes competition do what? It makes it go through the roof. If you hand checking somebody or you foul somebody hard, guess what they're gonna do? Okay, hold on. Like, okay, I got something for that. They're gonna either come back with a counter or they're gonna come back stronger for that. But it makes it automatically like flips that switch of competitiveness. That's the only way I can put it. You want to be more competitive when somebody's talking trash to you or when somebody's being physical with you. It's an automatic response from, at least if you're a competitor. I know that's how I was. My response was, all right, the switch has been flipped. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I ain't gonna run away from it. I ain't gonna shy away from it. Let's get to it. PJ's big dog said, "Y'all mean dunked on Shaq? Did he? Did he? I'm gonna have to go back and look and if he did, and I'm gonna have to check that joint out for sure." Quee said, "I've never been dunked on when I played with dudes. They was catching elbows. Nah, you just play with dudes that was nice. That was nice to you. Because I seen when I was when I was younger, and there was a female that played college, and she went to the WNBA. That she was playing with some dudes, and these dudes was like, man, the people I was playing against, yeah, people I was playing was real. She tried to elbow one of them. He went straight through it, body bag. And you want to, and then he turned. You want to act like you want to be out here with the man. I'm gonna treat you like a man. Oh man, oh my goodness, this dude out here giving Ike Turner vibes on the basketball court. That ain't cool, bro. I would never try and dunk on a female. I can't do it. It just wouldn't even feel right to do it. But day and age, these females, they gonna try and dunk on you, and some of them can do it. That's the crazy thing. Like we seeing more females now dunking than we've ever seen. I think back in the day, the only one that was dunking that anybody was ever thinking about or anything like that was Lisa Leslie. That's the only one. Outside of that, you wasn't hearing about nobody else dunking at all. My brother Autism Boy said, yes, I 100% agree. It's Coach George all day for me. Yeah, it's one of them things where it's selective. Like you can definitely pick Doc Rivers if you like. I ain't gonna go against it. The only thing I say is that those blown 3-1 leads is kind of what would take me out. That's just me though. Demetrius Bright, what's good with it, bro? Salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through. He says, salute fam. Today's NBA is disgrace, softest. He said, I prefer the W and the women's college basketball. Check your history. Old school ball was more skillful and defense was a must. That is a fact. I cannot argue against that whatsoever. And it's funny, me and Demetrius Bright didn't have some conversations, bro, whether it be in the comment section on videos or whatever the case may be, where it's just speaking facts, bro. And again, if you're an 80s baby, 90s baby, I hate to keep going back to this. If you are within that ilk or age range, then today's day in basketball, I can completely understand why you look at it and you just say, bro, this ain't it. I'm not a fan of it. You very seldomly see true competition happen on the court at any given moment, no matter what game it is. It could be the championship game, NBA Finals game, semifinals, Emirates Cup game. It don't matter. What do you see? What are you seeing? You seeing like it's mediocre. It's mediocre at best. Like, when the hell do we start seeing in the playoffs? You seeing teams getting 40 ball in the 30 ball, 40 ball in the playoffs? Like, come on, man. Where's your sense of pride at? Where's the competitive edge? Where's the competitive nature? Like, it's non-existent for me, and that's the part that I think is a huge turnoff to a lot of people that are wanting to watch the game. They want to enjoy the game and be a fan of basketball, but it make it very hard for them to do it. When you look at the W, and again, people that's not familiar with what that is, the WNBA or women's college basketball, even men's college basketball, they get after it. Women's college basketball, they get after it. WNBA, they get after it. They like on every single play. Every single play. There might be some plays where layups are missed and chippies or something like that, but if you look at the overall game, they're competing on every single play. Every single play. And shout out to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and the rest of them young ladies that's putting the W on the map right now in the biggest way. Because I don't remember a time where I've ever seen the WNBA getting so much push or so much like media like discussing it. I haven't seen it. It's been a very long time since I've seen it. And I think for me, it's probably back in the day with Cheryl Swoops and Diana Taurasi and Maya Moore. Like, that's kind of the day and age where only time I can think of where I looked at it and people was like, damn, like these women is out here balling. Like people, Maya Moore, and like that's the only time I could think. Excuse me, y'all. I drink some water, man. I had one for a little run out here in this Cali weather real quick, so I ain't got to change up, man. I had to sit down and get to it with y'all. So my apologies, I was late, but that's the time frame I'm thinking of, man. Queen said my defense pissed everybody off. You gonna go where I tell you to go? Mental gymnastics. That's a fact. So she was out on that Ron Artest type business. That's what it sounded like. Autism Boy said, and Coach what? And Coach George called Coach to Seattle to the NBA Finals in '96. Yep, that's a fact. But I know he had GP and the Rain Man, Detlef Schrempf, Perkins, and a few of them guys that was on that team. But at the end of the day, it's like, who did he go up against in '96? One of the greatest teams that's ever done played, and one of the greatest players that ever played, the Chicago Bulls. So it's like, man, sometimes it's just not in your deck of cards. Like Coach Sloan, Jerry Sloan, for example, it was not in the deck of cards for him to win a championship. That man did everything he could and could not get past the hump. Sometimes it's just not in the cards for you, bro. Quee said, nope, I wasn't letting them dunk on me. Don't think they ain't try. You get an elbow before you catch the ball. Hey, man, like I said, I didn't got some 6'9", 6'10" guys that either thought it was sweet or they couldn't jump as high as I could. That's all I'm gonna say. Chris said my cousin tried it. Nope, I'm off the court. Autism Boy said George is one of the 9 coaches with 1,000 victories. Yep. My bad, y'all. The lungs is, man, like I said, when you got that hot air and then it goes to cool air and you go running in it and you breathe in that, it'll get your lungs right, man. And shout out to Demetrius Brighton, that super chat, man. $5 super chat in the building. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through and supporting the grind. Because you went above and beyond for me, I got to do the same for you. Let me play my little thing for you that Vince Carter did for your boy.
Just look at this spectacular takeoff. He jumped over his head.
Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you supporting the grind, supporting the channel. You didn't have to, but definitely appreciate you doing that for your boy, man. Uncle Rick in the building. What's good with it, bro? Salute to you. For those of y'all that don't know who Uncle Rick is, formerly known as Ricky Williams in the building. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through. He said maybe the Lakers should have kept Lonzo Ball. Time for LeBron to hang him up, Joe. Hey, man, I would say this, man. I would say this. If they would have kept Lonzo, they would have. They could keep 192-year-old LeBron for 5 more years, and they will get more production out of that 5 year. The next 5 years, and they would have gotten Lonzo if he would have stayed with the Lakers the whole time. My man, I ain't never seen nobody miss the league. You know what I mean? Because the injury he had, and I'm glad he's back. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm glad he's back. But at the same time, when you out there trying to play in some big baller breakers, that's what happens, bro. You're gonna break something that ain't nobody else ever broke before. You're gonna miss games and all of the above. But right now, my Lakers is in shambles. I'm gonna cook their ass in a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cook them now since you brought them up. Let me get through the rest of these messages, and I'm cooking the Lakers. That's the next topic for me. God damn it, I ain't gonna sit there and let them ride. Nothing slide. They gonna get this work. They gonna absolutely get this work. Uncle Rick said, and Bronny ain't looking any better. Hey man, I ain't a hater, but I also ain't no person that's gonna sit here and pass up some stuff. I ain't never seen nobody ever get the type of leeway to be able to only get bumped down to the D League and you only playing D League home games. I ain't never seen it. G League, D League, whichever league. I ain't never seen nobody only play home games, but you're traveling with the team in the regular games. Never seen it. So that's definitely different for me. Here's what it is. Autism Voice said, too bad Coach George had a beef with Melo. Yep. That's where he lost a lot of people, including me. The beef he had with Melo, it's like you lost a whole different people that would have given you a different type of credit as a coach, but he lost that. Uncle Rick in that super chat, bro. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through with that $5 super chat. You went above and beyond for your boy. I got to do the same for you. Y'all already know what's coming, man.
Just look at this spectacular takeoff. He jumped over his head.
Y'all already knew that was coming again. You go above and beyond for me. It's only right I do the same for you. So I gotta utilize Vince Carter and what he did to that 7-footer in the Olympics to share my enthusiasm for y'all supporting the grind and supporting the channel, man. Quee said has his own day in Houston. Yeah, hey, I said, shout out to him. Shout out to him. But I still think he probably took it easy on him. If he wanted the body, I think he would have did it. Cottage Boy said Carmelo or Dirk, who better? Two different positions. I can't compare them, but I have to go with Melo because he could do everything Dirk could, but better. Dirk was he was a unicorn of being the first 7-footer that could shoot like he could and score like he could as a 7-footer, but playing at the pace that he could. Them two, again, they play different positions. But Melo, if you wanted to link up the two and line them up side by side, who is better? I'm gonna go with Melo. Easy. I'm going Melo easy. PJ's Big Dog said, I ain't never see a 55th pick get so much smoke. Shit is weird and corny. Yeah, and that's the other thing, PJ's Big Dog, is the fact that, like, I don't go hard on him just because, again, you can't be the second round overall 55th pick and people have an expectation that you should be the number one pick. Like, I don't even remember who the number one pick in the NBA draft was. Number 2 pick either, right? Only reason I know about Dalton Connect is because he played for my squad. He played for the Lakers. And I'm obviously, well, if you don't know now, you know, I'm a diehard Lakers fan. I'm not delusional about my fandom. I'm about to rip into my team now, but at the same time, it's like, I ain't never seen nobody get that much. You're definitely right about that. I ain't never seen it. But at the same time, it's like, it's going to come with the territory when you're the son of one of the greatest players that ever do it, and he's still playing in the league and y'all playing on the same team. Like, he knew what he was getting himself into. I'm going to tell you that now. I think he knew what he was getting himself into. PJ's Big Dog said, where the fire Rob Pelinka chant said he the worst GM in sports, terrible roster for 3 years, bum. Yeah, I ain't rocking with Rob Pelinka for a number of reasons, man. That being one of them. My team that he put out here and this thing that he hoping on right now, he hoping that a LeBron that is 216 years old is going to be able to turn back the hands of time, and he going to be able to go out there and act like he is year 5 or year 6 LeBron James. And he hoping that he going to get them type of performances every single day, every single game, even into the deep playoffs, and hoping that AD going to do what AD does, and then everybody else going to play above their head every single game. That's a lot of hoping. A lot of hoping. There's plenty of trades that could have happened, that could have been made to make this team better and be able to have where we are considerably better or a true championship competitive team. That's not the case. Right now, look at my team, man, and I say we'll be lucky to scratch getting a comfortable seeding in the playoffs. We should make the play-in at the very least. As far as winning the championship, it would take, like I said, every single role player on that team playing levels above their head in order for them to win the championship. That's the only way I can see it happening. Disappointed in AD giving me, what was it, a single triple or a single triple the other night after getting the Doles bought off of by 40, because I was going to make a separate video, but ain't no point in doing that. You go out here and get slapped out by the Miami Heat by 40. You get 40 ball by the Miami Heat. And JJ Redick coming out here saying what he said, or actually, no, I'm gonna read verbatim of y'all what they said. I was gonna share it, but I'm because, like I said, man, I was already on that type of time when it came to what it was. LeBron out here saying, when you're individually effing up and you're trying to rely on everybody else to cover you, I think it starts with individuals first. All of us have to take accountability. You're absolutely right, including yourself. Including yourself, bro. You're not above reproach. Terrible shot selection at time. Just your oldest player by 100 years can't be your best player on your team, bro. JJ Redick sitting there with a salty face, like a salty look on his face and stuff like that. Hey, everybody want to rave and give you credit saying you're doing a better job than Darvin Ham, right? Even though you're not. But I mean, statistically speaking, in the first, let's just say 20 games, y'all got the exact same damn record. If not, Darvin Ham record is better than y'all. I don't remember seeing my Lakers getting blown out by 40 or getting 30 ball multiple times within a week time frame. When the hell does that happen? JJ Redick saying, I'm embarrassed. We're all embarrassed. I own this. He said, I own this, but need some ownership on the court as well. Nah, don't take the tactical approach when you want to call out LeBron. Say everybody. You already know the media is going to do what? What is the media going to do? The media is going to say everybody. Do you think, there's something LeBron could do? And his response should be LeBron and everybody else following. We need everyone to play better and do better on the court, both ends of the court, better shot selection, yada, yada, yada. All you got to do, you're holding everybody accountable. You're putting everybody on the exact same even playing field, even though we all know LeBron is head and shoulders above the rest of them. But at least if you do that, guess what are you going to do? You're going to get that Ty Lue, Phil Jackson type of respect from your locker room. They're going to take you serious because what? You're holding your best player accountable. If you're sitting here handing out free passes, they're not going to listen to you, bro. They're going to look at it and just say, like, you're being political about your responses. You're being passive about the person that you need to hold accountable, and you're not doing it because you're scared to. Plain and simple. You can't be out here beating your chest and acting like you're so analytical, but you're not being correct on your approach to the players you need to speak out and speak up to. Don't be shy about it. If you gonna keep it a buck through and through. Ain't nobody getting a pass over here for me. AD can't. Come on, man. Ain't no way in hell you expect to win any single game with AD giving stats like that. LeBron giving the stats he did, meaningless points. And we've seen him do that before. So it's like every single player, Hachimura, Reeves, all of these players, D'Angelo Russell, the cone on defense. Like they gotta do more, they gotta do better, they gotta play better. Otherwise, it's gonna be a continual trend of getting blown out, losing these games, and then when playoff time come around, it might make a play in and then you're gonna get slapped out again. Plain and simple, man. Even though they play two positions, even though they play two different positions, I'm still picking Melo for sure. Quee said, not if I'm on the court. He tried to dunk on me, dunk on my daddy. That's 6'7", ain't no joke. He was trying to get to it. Quee said, Rob is trash. Absolutely. PJ's Big Dog said, and the 2024 was trash. We're the smoke for the lottery pick. They trash. Yep. And I can't even argue that. That's the crazy thing, bro. Like, I gotta agree with it. PJ's Big Dog said that they quit. Did they quit on JJ already? I told everyone that hand wasn't the problem. It's the roster. Ross said the same thing. Even though I said some of the plays and some of the situations, Darvin Ham, like as a coach for that team, wasn't a good fit. Why? Because you have to be a coach of a certain ilk that demands a certain respect and that to go in that locker room and have full command over that locker room. A Ty Lue, prime example, would have been the perfect fit. Why? LeBron James respect him. He's not going to disrespect him. Why? Because Ty Lue challenged LeBron. If LeBron is on board and you've challenged him and he respects you from a point where this is the coach and I trust him, everybody else is going to follow suit. Every single other player. But JJ Redick, I mean, you were what? A few years removed from NBA. You were an NBA analyst calling or commentary calling games. People they not gonna look at you and give you that same respect level as another coach that's been there, done that, and was successful at doing it. They're not gonna do it. They gonna go as far as a certain part is, and then they're gonna leave it at that, and not really. They're not gonna really give you full max effort like that. PJ's Big Dog said, "Rob just wasting Bron's golden years. Forget it. Just make Zach LaVine trade." Man, LeBron golden years was 20 years ago. It was 45 years ago, man. LeBron is 290 years old right now, bro. his golden years been over with. He can give you some golden times, yes, but golden years they over with, bro. LeBron right now still playing is because he want to show Bronny the ropes, show Bronny how to be a professional, what to expect, and how to maneuver and move and deal with the media, the NBA, and everything that comes with it. He's trying to teach him how to do it firsthand instead of explaining to him and him seeing it on the outside looking in. That's what LeBron is doing right now, bro. He playing ball and doing it like that, man. That's what he's doing. PJ's Big Dog said, why ESPN got that super simp Jalen Green on the show? Man, I wish the Rockets traded him, bro. I ain't gonna call him a super simp because I don't know too much about that. One thing I say is that young man is extremely athletic, and sky's the limit for him if he lock in and is able to actually like play ball the right way. Stop all this painting your fingernails and all this, I don't know, man. I can't say this younger generation, but some of these dudes nowadays, man, they do some real kind of suspect type stuff I never see myself doing. So I hope and pray and know, and I'm definitely gonna instill it and make sure he don't do it. My sons don't do it. Like my daughter, obviously she's a female. She can paint her nails, do whatever she wants. But my son, like, nah, bro, we not playing with no nail polish. We're not carrying no purses or merces, whatever you want to call it. The closest thing you better get to any of that, it better be a fanny pack, and it better be because you on the beach and you on a jet ski, you on something where you got to wear, you traveling overseas, you got to wear it across your chest because you don't want to get pickpocketed. That's the only thing I ever want to see is a fanny pack across the chest, and because you overseas, because you don't want to get pickpocketed. And even then, it's like, and the only reason I say that because when we went overseas, I had to do it. I had to wear the fanny pack over the chest to keep everything in front so I can see it and know where it is. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can kind of do it. You ain't wearing no backpack because somebody can easily walk by and gone. You know what I mean? So for him, yeah, he just stop the nail painting and be a man, be a dude, be one of the dudes. Don't be one of the questionables. You know what I mean? But do what you want. Shout out to him. I can't tell nobody what to do and how to do it, but at the same time, I just can't do it. You know what I mean? But for him, yeah, I depending on who you are, you definitely gonna feel some type of way about how he moving. PJ Big Dog said, "Truth, the generation is weird, suspect as heck, just lost." Yeah. That's all I can say is yeah. But yeah, my Lakers are struggling to the degree, man, where am I worried? Nah, I ain't too worried. I still see a lot of fight in this team. I still see the ability for them to be out here and be able to be competitive and do something. It's just a matter of them making sure that they lock in and do it. If not, yeah, y'all gonna see some Laker videos coming of some complete breakdowns and somebody getting laid into. Now, so my next thing I was gonna say is the favorites in the conferences, right? So, and this also led to another segment where I said Cavs hot start to the season. So I can kind of mash up 2-1. So obviously we know the Cavs are 20-3 and they're number one in the East. Obviously number one overall record in the NBA as of right now, right? Do we consider the Cavs a team that we can say that they probably are going to win an NBA championship? Hell no. Are they going to be the favorite to come out of the East? I'm going to have to say probably no as well. Why? NBA championship, Celtics are still there. The team is still intact. They right behind them at 18-4, second in the East, second overall in the NBA. There ain't no signs of me seeing that they're gonna be able to beat the Celtics at all. And when it comes to when you playing in those big moments on the biggest stage in the NBA Finals for basketball, I don't see them being able to lock in and do it. You got a bunch of inexperienced players. Only one that has some playoff experience to a point where they're not gonna shy away from the moment. They're gonna give you buckets and they're gonna come to fight is Donovan Mitchell. We've seen it time and again where he's one man showed against teams, and he goes out there and he lays it out on the line. Is Darius Garland going to show up for Cleveland fans? They hope so. Mobley going to show up? They hope so. Karis LeVert? They hope so. Like Jared Allen? They hope so. Like there's a lot of hoping and you hoping this team is going to be able to continue to do what they've done. But do I see it continuing? Hell no. Do I see them come represent the East? No, I don't. Do I see them winning the championship? Hell no, I don't. No slight, no disrespect, no hate, nothing like that. You're going to have to show me. Only time I ever had that kind views as far as looking at the Cavs and saying that they a favorite or they a true threat, obviously was when LeBron and Kyrie was there. That's the only time I've been like, they can win it. It's the only time. Celtics, they coasting right now to line themselves up to be able to go right back in fold of what they did last year. Stay under the radar. When the playoffs came, let's turn up. That's what we saw from the Celtics. And they doing the exact same thing now. They beating the teams when they need to beat them to let them know, hey, settle that talk on down. Settle it down. You know what I mean? We still the team to beat. You know, we the defending champions. Settle down. Let me go ahead and pat you down real quick to bring you back down to reality. That's one thing I'm seeing that the Celtics is doing that a lot of people are not paying attention to. But in the East, man, they can't call the East the least no more, man. You got the Cavs. Let's see, Cavs at 1, Celtics at 2, Magic at 3, Knicks at 4, Bucks at 5, Hawks at 6, right? At 7 is Heat. So I'm going to stop right there because I feel like the rest of the team from the Bulls on down, Bulls, Nets, Pacers, Pistons, Raptors, Hornets, Sixers, Wizards, they not doing nothing. Philly, the opportunity is blown. They can rattle off probably a 10-game win streak maybe, but I just don't see that team being a true threat or living up to its potential like they're supposed to. And I see Joel Embiid getting up out of there, my honest opinion. But for that I'll just say top 5 teams in the East, we'll say that should remain how it is. The Hawks, I don't really have much faith in them and shout out to Doug Brightside. I know if he's somewhere listening or catch the playback, he's going to try and fire me up in the comments, but I don't see them being a threat. The Heat, same thing. I don't really see – I mean, we've seen them kind of make it and get there, and they just fall short. So they have the capability to do it, but I just don't see it this year. Bulls on down for the teams I listed? Nah, not happening. No slight, no disrespect, just not happening. Pause on that real quick. Autism Point said 80 is 80 better than Jokic. That depends on who you're asking. You said if you're asking me, I say if I look at overall, yes. If I look at overall, yes. Can they shoot the same? Yes. Is AD a better scorer? Yes. Is AD a better defender? Yes. Ball handling, AD? Yes. Passing, Jokic. Now, if I look at like, and I think for me, the only reason why I can really say that is it's just more so because like I just feel that AD defense, he has the ability to impact the game more on his defensive end than Jokic can. Obviously, we all know Jokic is definitely one of those players that sees the court, plays the game the right way, and does whatever he needs to do for the team to win. AD has the ability to be a passer like that, but Jokic definitely is a better passer. So if you line up the categories, statistical categories between them, and the attributes you check it off to AD, but you can't go wrong with picking Jokic though. You can't go wrong. And I knew somebody else was going to do it. PJ Big Dog said Jokic over AD. AD shrinks too much in big games. I'm scratching the big games. I'm just saying overall. You're going to have people that's going to pick Jokic, and then they're going to throw in another category as to why. But you can't go wrong with either one. That's a hell of a mashup, a hell of a pick to go between the two. PJ's Big Dog said Cavs is still too young, but I like their team. Donovan Mitchell was underrated. But I don't think Donovan Mitchell's underrated. I just think he's playing in markets. I just think he's playing in markets where he's not able to like really showcase it on the biggest stage or be on a team where he's getting that national push all the time. He played for Utah. Ain't nobody checking for Utah. He's playing for the Cavs. Ain't nobody checking for the Cavs. Like Joakim Noah said, who the hell going to say they're going to go to Cleveland for vacation? No slight, no disrespect, but it's just imagine if he would have went to the Knicks. Imagine if he would have went to the Lakers. Imagine if he would have went to like what's another big marquee like another team. I ain't gonna say the Warriors. Like imagine if he'd have went to one of these other places where they have a great opportunity to really, really contend for a championship. And he was doing what he's doing now on those teams. Man, they'd be raving right now saying Donovan Mitchell, for MVP. You know what I mean? They'd be saying all type of stuff. PJ Big Dog said Mobley has been yet to reach his potential. Mobley has been to reach his potential, which is KG 2.0 for them to win the chip. Mobley has to. Yeah, absolutely. He has to do it. He has to do it. If he don't do it, He has to do that. Jared Allen has to continue to do what he does. Karis LeVert can't shrink in biggest moments. He got to show up in the biggest way for them to have a chance to win, bro. Plain and simple. PJ's Big Dog says 76ers just an ER team. That's a fact. That's a fact. I ain't never seen so many big stars be hurt so often at different times, if not at the same time. My apologies again. Gotta drink this water, man. Salute to Ken Yang in the building. Salute to you, bro. He said Sal would think otherwise. Yeah, man. If Sal was watching this right now, he would say Jokic is the best player ever. Jokic is better than Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and any other player. Any other player you can think of, man. He gonna say Jokic is the best thing since sliced bread, man. Oh man. And I know a lot of people don't know, man, but he said Sal is a diehard Nuggets fan. But hey man, King, if he's still in the building, has he always been a Nuggets fan? Like even back when like Melo was with the Nuggets and George Karl was coaching them, and AI and them was there, or is it kind of now he's a Nuggets fan since Jokic is there and they won a chip? Because I know for a little while, man, he was all about Steph Curry and the Warriors for a little bit. For a little while, he was all about them, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of dissipated and disappeared. Emily 19 official, salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. He said, "Yep." Okay, yeah, man. It's like, hey, shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Bullet Gibson in the building. What's good with it, bro? Salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through and checking this joint out, bro. But yeah, Jokic and AD, you can't go wrong. That's a matter of who you want to pick, right? Now we're gonna move over to the West because we just touching on the conferences, right? So we got Thunder sitting at number 1 seed. Surprising one that's in the 2 seed is the Rockets. I didn't see that coming at all. Nobody's seen that. Everybody has been Ray Charles to the Rockets. I don't think there's a person alive that can say I had the Houston Rockets being second in the West. I don't see a team or an individual at all. So you got the Rockets, Mavs, Grizzlies, Warriors, Clippers, Suns, Nuggets, Lakers, Timberwolves, and then I'll even go Spurs right after that, and then you go what, Kings. So we'll go 1 through 12 in the West. Any of those teams 1 through 12 have the ability to go over to the East and easily be the second best team over there and beat every team over there except for the Celtics in the NBA Finals. Any one of them. Because it's that deep. But realistically, if you look in the West and you say, okay, wholeheartedly, is there really that many teams that can represent or come out of the West to represent them? Realistically, there's like 8 or 9 teams in the West. Let's say realistically 8 teams in the West. Any one of those teams can come out of the West representing the West. Any one of them. It's that deep. It's that heavy over in the West. And I'll break it down. Can the Thunder do it? Are they young? Yes. Are they talented enough to get past the hump, to learn from their mistake last year? Yes. Rockets? Hell no. And again, I'm going to be brief and short with it, but I'm going to say no to the Rockets. Mavericks, we saw them reach the NBA Finals last year, so you got to give them a yes. Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant out there, and then the way he rocks with that team, yes. Warriors, Steph is out there, yes. Clippers, hell no. Phoenix Suns, yes. If KD is healthy, yes. They have the ability to represent the West. Nuggets, yes. Lakers, if everything clicking right for my Lakers, yes, but that is a big if. So if I had to take it and look at it and say the same way I'm calling it down the middle without adding no caveats to other teams, Lakers, no. Timberwolves, yes. Spurs, nah. So it's like 8 teams right there. 8 teams right there. King Yang said Thunder, yeah. You got the Thunder that is realistically could, like, you have so many teams that could represent the West that could come out of the West. In the East, man, it's like 4 teams. That's it. 5 teams at the most. You got the Celtics. Actually, let me be more realistic. Celtics, Knicks, Bucks can realistically represent the East. I don't see the Magic doing it. I don't see the Cavs doing it. I don't see the Hawks or the Heat doing it, just because, again, they would have to go through the Celtics, the Knicks, or Bucks to do it. Now, people are going to say, hey, well, how the hell are you going to throw the Knicks in there and saying that they're a team that can represent the East? The Knicks are constructed to be able to play every brand of basketball and not have an issue with it. And then on top of it, who did they lose to last year for them to get bumped out? They lost to the Pacers, right? What happened to the Pacers? They got smoked. Why am I not adding the Pacers back in? Because they don't look the same as they did last year. The Knicks look new and improved. They got Julius Randle out of there, who again he was with the Knicks, but he wasn't in a situation where he was going to accept that Jalen Brunson is the best player on that team and it's his team. And this is no knock on Julius Randle at all. Don't get me wrong. It's just saying that when some people aren't able to accept their role and understand that they no longer that player and they're one of the players, then it's gonna create a certain type of thing that's gonna be going on in the locker room. It's gonna create something that's gonna be on the floor. Expectation is what? That player is expecting that they're still supposed to be treated like that guy. But with Jalen Brunson being there, he is that guy. He's not selfish, but he is that guy. They made the trades to pick up Karl-Anthony Towns. Again, better than Julius Randle for them when we're seeing that. They brought Mikal Bridges there. They got rid of DiVincenzo, which I think was a terrible mistake, but it is what it is. Mikal Bridges, 3-and-D player. Josh Hart still there. And then you got OG Anunoby, again, another two-way player. The Knicks are built with two-way players all across the board. So they have the ability of knocking off any one of these teams. So like that's why I break it down the way I do and give it to y'all the way I'm giving it to y'all, because that's how I see it for them teams. Autism Boy said, do you think George Karl is overrated as a head coach? Me personally, I don't too much care for George Karl. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, just because of the thing he did to Carmelo Anthony, I don't care about him at all. But as far as like, the only reason I answered that between him and Doc Rivers, that's why I just chose him because he maximized. I feel like he got more out of his teams without blowing as many 3-1 leads. Maybe because he didn't have them to blow them, but at the same time, like the facts are Doc Rivers blew those. So we got to accept it as a whole. But for me, for him as a head coach, is he overrated? I think he's right where he needs to be, personally. PJ Big Dog said T-Wolves didn't get enough for trading Cat. Bad move. I disagree, bro. T-Wolves got DiVincenzo, who is an absolute dog, and they got Julius Randle. If Julius Randle sticks to how he's been playing, and then I know he can play better. I think the Timberwolves won that trade. It's just right now, like they're still trying to get everything together again. When you're getting two players for one, those players got to get acclimated to this new system. But at the same time, like DiVincenzo and Julius Randle combined gives you more production, and I feel like than Karl-Anthony Towns does. But I feel like Karl-Anthony Towns is having a great game or a great season right now and giving the Knicks everything that they would hope he would give them. But realistically, the Timberwolves won that trade in my eyes. Think about it this way. If they look to move on from DiVincenzo or Julius Randle, people are going to be beating down the door to get DiVincenzo from the Timberwolves. If the Knicks moved on from Karl-Anthony Towns, people are going to, they'll call and have an interest. But what's the word on Karl-Anthony Towns as a player? No dog any whatsoever. Soft. And that's how a lot of people feel about it, right? A lot of people call him soft, no dog any, shrinks in the moments, and yada, yada, yada. There's too much out there from a negative standpoint, and too many examples of, in those moments, what has he done? Too many. DiVincenzo shows up every single time. Julius Randle, not going to quit. He going to keep giving you whatever he give you. He may be limited, but he going to give you whatever he give you. He's not going to quit. So and again, that's just my take. I could be wrong, but at the same time, because it depends on which side of the fence you want. If you're a Wolves fan or you're a Knicks fan, that's how you're gonna feel about it. But I just feel like the Wolves won that doing it. Kanye said, gotta get rid of Rudy Gobert though. And my bad, y'all. I was about to catch a cramp in my leg, so I gotta drink some more water. Yeah, I had to move real quick. I'm about to start cramping up, man. I ain't went running in a minute. Went running, like I said, in that kind of colder weather. Didn't drink enough water. My leg was about to cramp up. King said, got to get rid of Rudy Gobert, though. I agree with that as well. Get rid of him or know how to utilize him the right way. If the Wolves were smart, you literally would have 5 or all 3-point shooters out there and have Rudy Gobert out there, right? But they try, and at times they'll have Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert out there. Julius Randle likes to play with his back against the basket. He is not a true like stretch big that's gonna shoot the ball as good as the Karl Anthony Towns. He's just not going to do it. He's capable of shooting, but he's just not the same shooter as Karl Anthony Towns. But Rudy Gobert is going to clog the lane. He's not going to give you nothing on the offensive end. He is going to crash boards and protect the rim. That is your expectation and what you expect of him. Today's day and age in basketball and what we seeing, everybody's playing small ball. So you're better off putting a what's my man's name? A Naz Reid out there who can shoot the 3-ball, defend the rim, and rebound as well. And he gives you an element, everything that Rudy Gobert can, but better. If I was them, I would bench Rudy Gobert, start Naz Reid, and see how it go. I guarantee you that lineup from a what is it called? A PPR, whatever it is. I guarantee you that lineup they put out there like that gives them more production than having a Rudy Gobert out there. I guarantee it. Autism Boy said, who's better, Baron Davis or Gilbert Arenas in your opinion? Ooh wee. Autism Boy, I'm about to take. Let me write that down, man. Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta write that down because that's one tomorrow when I hopefully have my brother on here and we can cook on this. I'm gonna bring that one up to him as like one of the you know saying one of the conversations to be had on saying like, hey, Baron Davis or Gilbert Arenas. Because I would have to have somebody else to go back and forth on that with, just because for me, if I looked at, man, that's a tough one. I'm stumped on it a little bit because I want to say BD just because what BD did with the We Believe Warriors, what he did in New Orleans, he could do everything Gilbert Arenas could, except for he was, a little chubbier, more athletic. Gilbert Arenas could just shoot. He was a walking bucket on the defensive end. He was getting cooked. Baron Davis could play a lick of defense though. He got his teammates more involved for sure. I might go BD. I might go Baron Davis just for me right now. But like I said, if I'm able to go live tomorrow and have my brother on here, man, I'm definitely gonna bring that up because I just wrote it down, note to self. I'm gonna bring that up with him. We definitely can have a conversation about. But for me, I'm gonna say Baron Davis. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Baron Davis or Gilbert Arenas. Autism Boy posted a great question. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think. PJ's Big Dog said, Cat is a top 5 big man. They traded him for a role player and an undersized power forward. They lost big on that trade. True that he is a top 5 big man, but also in the biggest moments of him being a big man, he has not showed up to be a big man. But I agree. He's definitely one of the top 5, but you have a role player in DiVincenzo who could easily start if he went somewhere else. And again, you can be a top 5 at something and still be a player that's, not non-productive or a person that isn't able to produce in the biggest moments when you need them to. Regular season, you can play as an all-star. Like you can be an all-star in the regular season or all NBA player in the regular season. Playoffs come around, you out here looking like you belong in the YMCA league. And that's no slight of disrespect to YMCA. I'm just saying, like, I'm just talking about the levels of differences. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen it happen. It does happen. So, PJ Big Dog said Gilbert wins the. Hey, I knew somebody was gonna bring that up, bro. A lot of people forget, man. Gilbert Arenas had that pump shot in the locker room. Got into a little issue. Wait, was it in? Hey, PGAs, did he have it in the car and he brought it in the locker room, or he had it in the locker room because he had got into it with a player that owed him some money or something like that? I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, my man's he didn't believe in going fisticuffs. My man had that pump shotty ready to stretch something out all over nothing. Wasn't the smartest, I tell you that much. But shout out to Chill Gill, man. Autism Boy said, yeah, I gotta go Baron Davis too. You ain't gotta agree with me, bro. Go pick whichever one you rock with most, but that's just my perspective of why I choose Baron Davis, though. That's just me. But my bad, though. I segued out of it. So I'm gonna get right back to this West and kind of talking about the conferences. So if it was me, if I was selecting the teams as of right now and everything stays how it is right now, right? And the teams, and they continue to trend the basketball, how they're playing and everything. Who would I have potentially representing the West? I would say that I'll put the Mavs at 1 and potentially representing the West. For sure, the Mavs at 1. And then just because, and I'm looking, people might be like, well, the Mavs are in the 3 seed. How are you picking them over the Thunder or Rockets who have a better record and sitting at a higher seed right now? I'm looking at the roster and the consistency of the players that's on those teams. I just feel like Luka, Kyrie, and Clay are definitely going to be able to they're gonna make it do what it do. Behind them, I probably would go with the Thunder, and then if I was picking the third team, I might go with either the Suns or the Nuggets. I might go with the Suns or the Nuggets to represent the West. If I switch over to the East, Celtics represent the East. That one's gonna be a short. That one's gonna be a short straight to it, just for me. That's just how I feel. PJ's big dog said, I think Crazy Gil had it in the locker room or airplane. The guy pulled the and got locked up. Where's his team was wild. Yeah, bro. I think it was in the locker room, bro. He had it in his bag. So yeah, it's some people just ain't, up here, they don't think it through all the way. Some people don't think it through all the way, and they find themselves in situations where it's like, bruh, like you better throw this all away over nothing. And he was one of them players willing to crash out in the worst kind of way. He damn near did, but just like Plexico Burrs. Shout out to him. But I mean, you can't pop yourself. You can't pull a Cheddar Bob, you know what I mean? You can't pop yourself, and then it's just one of them type of things, man. Definitely one of them type of things where it's like, move smarter. You got what is it, man? You got trying to think, what is it called? You got security. You can have your own bodyguard, team security, private security, however you want to put it, where you don't need any of those things. For some odd reason, not sure why, but I ain't gonna just say in my culture, in the culture, they think like if you have a bodyguard or security that you're weak, or people gonna view you differently, right? You got to understand is that what you're doing is you're protecting your bag, and you're protecting your family, and you're protecting yourself from becoming a walking lick. A lot of people don't know what that means, so let me rephrase it. You're protecting yourself from becoming a walking easy target of a lawsuit from somebody else. Like, for example, if I'm a millionaire, I don't have security. Let's just say PGA Big Dog run up on me and hit me, but he got his people recording. The only thing they seeing is my retaliation of me being hit, and there ain't no other video footage showing that I was just protecting myself. Guess who finna get sued and potentially win, right? He sues me, he wins. Let's just say he sues me and say for assault. As a millionaire, what are you gonna want to do? You don't have time, and you play a professional sport. You don't have time to go for court appearances. You don't have time for those type of things. What are you gonna do? Settle it out of court. Guess who won in that situation? PGA's Big Dog. Why? Because the only thing he had to do was file a lawsuit. You're going to want to pay it to make it go away. You don't have time to waste to give credence and time for this. This happens all the time. So for me, if you are a millionaire of any ethnicity, race, whatever you want to put it, if you're a millionaire of any of the ones, get yourself private security, a bodyguard, or if you play a team sport, team security, whatever you got to do. Make sure you're protecting yourself from that type of capacity where you're not putting yourself at risk of being a potential walking easy payday. That's what you should do. Unsolicited free advice from a person. Again, if I was in Nate, that's how I'd be moving. Just me. PJ's Big Dog said Gilbert, another one who should have had a better career. His kids got skills. Hope their mentality is better. Absolutely. He definitely should have had a better career. Absolutely. But his mentality was something broken where he didn't have people He didn't have people walking him through the right avenues of being able to go out there, right, and understand the game where he could have maximized his potential and reached his full potential or exceeded it. It was more of a I'm here now, live now. I'm here now, live it out. Don't like that. That's literally like what is it? Trying to think of there is no tomorrow. Like that was his mentality amongst some things, and you could see that. You can see it within a lot of these players where their mentalities were there is no tomorrow, and you saw how it affected them. Autism Boy said Baron Davis played in Cleveland too. Yep. Oh yeah, he played for New Orleans, Clippers, Cleveland, Warriors. I think there might be one or two other. I think he played for New York, and then he played for somebody else. I can't remember who. Like he became not a like kind of like a journeyman. He played for a few teams for sure. Cuban Kane said NBA should change the playoff format. Best eight in the East and West, and put them in a 16-team playoff. Best to worst record. Man, that's funny you said that, bro, because I said that a while back, that if you want to see competitiveness and bring it back to where viewers put the best 16 in there and let them rumble. And guess what you're going to see? You are going to see either the differences between the conferences, and you might end up with two Western Conference teams, or you're going to see a lot of games going 6, or a lot of series going 6 or 7. That's what you're going to see. Why? Because you're putting the best teams in there to compete against the best. That's what you're doing. And a lot of people will say, we don't want to see the two top seeded teams going against each other in the first round just because, let them compete in the biggest stage. No. Throw them in there, and whoever come out is whoever come out. You know what I'm saying? Only the strong survive, right? Throw them in there, let it be. Imagine if, well, I can't say that because it doesn't transfer over. I was going to use a different analogy, but they don't transfer over to like combat sports and stuff like that, just because some of those people, reach their pinnacle, and then it's supposed to happen when it happens. Sometimes, obviously, it marinates too long, or it just doesn't happen at all. But for them to come out and be the first one out the gates, it doesn't work. So I was going to use a different analogy, and I thought about that don't align with that one. Cuban Kane said finals should be at Vegas or a destination city. If you go with that format, sure. If you have that type of tournament, yeah, go with it like that. But I was gonna say, if you don't, then keep it to where you're rewarding the team that put in the work all season long to have the best record. So then that way they can have, home court advantage. You definitely got to do it. But I know, if I'm not mistaken, in the NFL for the Super Bowl, that just it hops around. No team, it's rare for a team to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium. I think the Vikings had an opportunity to do it. What was it, last year or the year before? One of the two. But outside of that, it's rare for a team to be able to play the Super Bowl at home. So it's like the stars got to align for something like that. You know what I mean? Let's see. Cuban Kane said, treat the finals like the Super Bowl. Okay. So, yeah, I got to that comment late. But, yeah, so it's like if that's what you're going to do, then it's like, hey, I'm for it. Shake it up a bit. Let's see how it plays out if you decide to go with that format and follow the NFL rules of we're going to move the biggest games, because obviously it's going to be a series, right? We're going to move the biggest games to where it's going to be in a neutral ground, whether it be Vegas or somewhere else, but it's going to be a place where every team, it's equal footing. You know what I mean? I'm not against that whatsoever. I would be perfectly fine to support that type of systematic change. Just for me. PJ's Big Dog said, I heard Silver was talking about changing playoffs when they expanded. True. I mean, but he says a lot of things sometimes, man, where it's like, I won't say shock value, but at the same time, it's like he'll say it because it sounds good, and it might be something that was brought up or something he saw, but at the same time, are they really having true, conversations about it? Because I was like, if they're going to expand, and shout out to my brother Seattle Rick, if they're going to make an expansion, bro, the one thing they got to expand and one thing they got to bring back is the Supersonics. There ain't no other way around it. There ain't no other way about it. They got to bring back the Seattle Supersonics, and they got to definitely be in Seattle. They can't be nowhere else. It got to be Seattle. Seattle has to have a NBA team back. They got to. There's too much history there. there's too much of the fact of them being able to do what? When you look at the history and you look at the when you look at the history and you look at the type of accomplishments that the Seattle SuperSonics had and that fan base, you got to do it. That fan base was absolutely out of control, and they love Seattle. And again, Seattle Rick is one of the biggest Seattle SuperSonic super fans that they got. And when I tell y'all that he's just one of them that I've seen and know of, that city deserves that team. And then outside of that, when you look at the rest, it's like, okay, where else do you want to put a team? You put one in Vegas because gambling capital of the U.S. And, you know, a lot of people there, they look for things to do. You got a football team there. The football team is kind of, you know, that football team, it is what it is when you look at them. But then it's like, if you put a basketball team there, people and they end up being pretty good, people are they're gonna spend their money to watch. People be in Vegas looking to blow their money on something with all the time in the world to want to show up and do something else. That's just what they're gonna do. So that probably is gonna be one of the other cities that's gonna get a team is Vegas, but Seattle, they have to. If they're looking to expand beyond that to a different one, I can't name another market or location that needs a team. I can't think of one. So if they're going to expand it, I think just doing a 2-team expansion and let it be that. Don't expand beyond that, because if you do, you're just going to muddy the waters and mess it up. Again, just my opinion. Autism Boy, who's the better team in 2024 or 2025? Bucks or Clippers? For me, I say the Bucks. I say the Bucks are the better team. Clippers, because you got to say if Kawhi is healthy. That's the big if he's healthy. You know, Kawhi being healthy is as much as y'all see me doing lives. You see me, you know, for a few weeks straight where it's consistent, doing great, and then I would see daddy duties kick in, baby's born. What do? Hey, I'm in daddy mode. I got to tend to my kids, family first, everything second. So it's like, what do? I give y'all videos, right? And I try and do them every day. If you don't get it every day, you're getting it, you know, a few times throughout the week. But realistically, would I love to drop y'all videos every single day? Yes. Would I love to go live more? Absolutely. But do I have the opportunity and time? No, I don't. Because why? Hey, kids first. I got that daddy duties is something that can't come second. So definitely got to do that, man. But that's speaking again to Kawhi. Basketball's supposed to be first, but I mean, Kawhi is like, nah, my body's first, bro. If I don't feel right, I'm not playing. I can't knock that. But when the hell do you feel right? That seems like, you know, is rarely ever. So it's like you gotta do something else where you have to like be there to help your team. If you're not there to help your team, like availability is the best attribute to have. His availability is absolutely trash. So it's like, what are you doing for your team? I can assure y'all that Steve Ballmer is looking at it and saying like, all right, it might be about that time. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised by next year if you see a change where it's like Kawhi might be up out of there or he might be retiring. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised by it. QB Kane said East and West was created because players used to fly public. They had private planes, remove the East and West and make it one conference or make it a one conference league. I ain't got no issue with that either. Got no issue with that whatsoever. The only thing is that it's just going to make it a little harder for if you have, you're going to have to change the format. Like if you have an all-star weekend, you got to change that. If you have if you line up all those teams like that, it'll be too much to have it where you got, what is it? Where you got 30 teams listed in one long type of thing. So they broke it up East and West to have it that way, but just to offer a different type of vantage point of giving different coasts. They respect it, you know, because you're gonna have a lot of people, man. You have obviously fan bases. Some people in New York that's fans of teams in Cali. Some teams in Cali that's fans of teams in New York. Or you know, you can be in China being fan. Like you're gonna have that, but they need that dividing factor though for the purposes of how they can kind of sell it, if that makes sense. Cuban Kane saying Vancouver should get a team behind Seattle and Vegas. Yeah, but if they give if they give Vancouver a team, it throws it up because you're putting two teams in Seattle. So then you got to come up with another team because we know there are 30 teams in the league right now. So you'd have to find another city to give it to. What other city can you think of that you would want to give another team to? Because you can't have it being an uneven on one conference and even on the other. Like that's how they would have to do it. PJ's Big Dog said Vancouver doesn't need a team. No way. Yeah, because I literally go down the fact of they have to keep it where they only add two teams. If they try to add four, you can throw one in Vancouver. Cool. I mean, you got the Vancouver Grizzlies, but what are they going to be called? Because you got the Memphis Grizzlies right now. And so what are you going to call that Vancouver team? So it's like you gotta be careful with it. Seattle has history. OKC is willing to give up that history of the Seattle Sonics, given that obviously they would already have their name back, but given their history, and there's no harm, no foul, they're not losing anything. If they add a team to Vegas, then they're creating something brand new, similar to OKC. So it's like then they just have to figure out, okay, like how do we go about this? If they get one to Vancouver, you're gonna have some. You might have still some Vancouver fan base there, but it's gonna be kind of, it's gonna be a little interesting. You know what I mean? I'd have to see how that plays out. PJ's Big Dog said, "Why the hell the Clippers signed Kawhi to a huge deal again? Wasted money." Because when you are a billionaire with money to blow, obviously they don't blow their money because they're smart with their money. So they definitely use their money to make more money. But for him, I think he was seeing the upside, and what he was hoping was with James Harden there, Kawhi, let's get him paid because I don't want to lose him, because if he's healthy, we know Kawhi is a difference maker. But Steve Ballmer was rolling the dice on if he's healthy. That's the thing. So for him, it's like, yeah, bro, like I wouldn't have did it, me personally. But again, obviously I'm not Steve Ballmer. I don't own the team, but I definitely wouldn't have did it. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't have did it. QB Kane said Nashville should get a team as well. Nah, I can't see a team. I can't see NBA doing good in Nashville. You got Orlando Magic. You got the Miami Heat. Those are cities that have history that has a love for the game of basketball. Nashville, first thing that comes to mind to me is country, meaning like country music or stuff like that. Like potentially like barbecue, like stuff like I don't think of Nashville and I think like, oh man, the Nashville blank team is good. Like it don't sound right. The Orlando Magic, like it rings a bell. Miami Heat, it rings a bell. It's historical. There's things there. Basketball fans is there. Nashville, no, I just it doesn't sound right. I don't see a team that's gonna make it there. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, obviously, but I just don't see it, man. Brother just doing the building again. Salute to you. He said, keep building, bro. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through and checking us join out. If you never left, salute to you for being there, supporting the grind the entire time. Cuban Kane said, OKC sounds like a basketball city. It didn't, but then when they obviously when they left like Seattle as the Supersonics and went to OKC, you had fans of the other Sonics that was gonna rock with that team even if they was there or not. They obviously didn't like the fact that they went to OKC, but shit, what did they do? They built a fan base. I mean, Oklahoma is ripe for the pickings of Oklahoma City Thunder. Then you have the history of when they had Russ, KD, and they built it. But as far as like Nashville, it's just there ain't no other teams in Oklahoma is what I'm kind of getting at. So Oklahoma, they were able to capitalize off of that just because they like the Oklahoma Sooners. Like they like college basketball there. They have that there. So there's a fan base for basketball there, an untapped market, and they tapped into it, and now it's there. Nashville, there ain't no college basketball. There ain't no gatherings, or you hearing people talking about it there. So that's what, a deeper little point of. It's not I don't think it's a market they can tap into, because I don't see any signs of hearing anybody talking about it, even from a collegiate level. Again, just in my opinion, I could be wrong. Hell, you could probably come out with a team, the Nashville. The Nashville something, and then all of a sudden you got a bunch of people that's not fans of the Heat or that's not fans of the Magic that's looking to be like, oh, I got a team that's right here I can support. Like, I'm gonna rock out with them. And Nashville would just become one of those cities that accepted the game of basketball, and boom, it took off from there. And you said Tennessee basketball is huge for the women's and men's basketball. True, but actually, I forgot about that. I'll admit that, Cuban. I forgot that women's team was definitely turning up. And I think I think the collegiate men's team, they made a deep Final Four push as well. But let's see. You corrected me with that. I definitely forgot about that for sure, because I was just thinking in my mind as of late. I was thinking that. But you could be right. Could be on to something. Let's not ixnay it. Let me retract and apologize to the Nashville people out there. Cuban pointing out a good point and setting your boy straight. It could be something. Let's keep that in the books. I tell y'all what, if you see an expansion team hit Nashville, I want Cuban Kane to get his credit because he was the one that brought it up, not me. Cuban Kane said your rookie is from Tennessee, bruh. I'm just saying, I didn't follow collegiate like heavily like that, just because I felt like they wasn't getting they credit as far as everything they were doing, and all the NCAAs and colleges was making so much money off the players. I kind of stopped following it as close. But hey, shout out to you and educating me on that. I ain't big enough above reproach or being corrected with that. Shout out to Cuban for them dropping those facts, man. Oh, my bad, Autism Boy. He said Pat Riley or Greg Popovich, who's the better as coaches? You have to say Greg Popovich as a coach because he's more successful because he has more championships as a coach. Pat he was a hell of a coach, no nonsense type GM, and he had Pat has that garnered respect where it's like you have to respect how he was as a player, coach, and things like that. Coach Pop he's been a coach the entire time, and he's had, it's extremely successful from it. So you can't really, I mean, for me, I'm saying like, as far as like people can't really, for me, it's Coach Pop. Both of them garner and have full command over the team, but it's like from a coach like thing, I think Greg Pop, he's more successful. So I got to go with Coach Pop. But again, shout out to Cuban Kane for bringing up a great point and helping correct your boy. Nobody's perfect. So like I said, I'm glad he corrected me with that. He said my rookie, and so I'm assuming he talking about Dalton Connect. Again, I don't follow college ball that close like that. But Connect is out there connected, man. Cuban Kane said Pat and Greg have the same amount of championships. I only broke it down and saying Coach Pop because I think he got more from specifically just as a coach than Pat does. Pat got his from when when he did a little bit of what he did, but it's more from a higher seat or executive position than it did with Coach Pop, who's been a coach the entire time. So that's why I give Coach Pop the nod. But both of them, you can't go wrong. You pick either one, you can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Pat Riley got that slick back. You know what I'm saying? When you walk in the room with a suit on with your hair slicked back like that, hey, that's either the mafia or you know what I mean? That if somebody walk in like that, bro, like that, that's one of them dudes you're gonna straighten up and look at him and kind of keep your eye out, get that man his respect. But you know what I'm saying, Coach Pop walking there, give you that no nonsense type, that he's the Grinch type face. What the hell wrong with this angry old man? Like Coach Pop will he'll slap somebody over the house shoe if they're not listening in a staff meeting. So it's like you gotta, you can't go wrong with picking either or. You know what I mean? My apologies, y'all. Like I said, kids are gone, so it's wine time now. It's wine time, baby. Cuban Kane said Pat got 4 with the Lakers at the hardest time to win. I had to give it to Pat. I can't argue against that, bro. I can't argue against that at all. You're definitely right. But and I can't say he had a Hall of Fame team and leave it at that, because Coach Pop, Tim Duncan, the General, Robinson, Tony Parker, Manu. That's a Hall of Fame squad too. But yeah, he man, yeah, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with whoever you pick with it. And there's arguments on each side where it's like they match up damn well, damn well. Shout out to Cuban for dropping some more facts, but you're absolutely right, bro. Like I said, man, when slick hair back Pat Riley walk in the building, bro, you gonna straighten up. You're gonna straighten up, and some success gonna come. It's gonna be an aura of we gonna win or we don't won. It's gonna give you a different type of vote of confidence as a team. When you got somebody at the helm that's done did it the way they done did it, the confidence is gonna be different. I just feel bad for the Spurs over the past few years, obviously outside of when they just got Wemby, where it was just like, man, tough sled, and they was going through some slumps. But every team is gonna go through some years of slumps. It's gonna happen. Every team is gonna go through that. But shout out to Coach Pat. Shout out to Pat and Popovich, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. All the success and wishing Coach Pop speedy recovery. I know he battling some health issues or health scare, something along them lines. Shout out to him, man. I hope he's doing better. I hope he's well, man. Autism Boy said Coach Pop had Tim, Tony, yeah, man. But that's the thing is that when you turn around and you look at the exact same thing for Coach Pat, man, you got an aging Kareem, you got, you know what I'm saying, Magic, you got Worthy, you got what's my man's name? What's my other man's name that was there that was doing this thing, man? Damn, I'm drawing a blank like a mug with that. But they had some players on that squad, you know, on that Lakers squad that you definitely, yeah, obviously a Hall of Fame squad, Hall of Fame players and things of that nature, man. You gotta tip your hat to them type of squads, and they was able to maximize it and snag some championships out of it. You gotta tip your hat to it. You definitely gotta tip your hat to it. So where we at, man? We almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna hit the 2-hour mark, and then I'm gonna get my butt up out the way, give me something to eat on, and enjoy this Good Friday with everybody else, man. Hopefully everybody else is enjoying their Friday. Hopefully y'all in places that ain't too cold. If you are in places where it's cold, stay warm. If you're in warm places where it's not cold, stay cool. Whatever you got to do, man. Enjoy wherever you at. And 1-5 chips. Yep. Nah, they got them. Definitely got them. But right now, like I said, man, the temperature in the league and what we seeing from these players, this is the thing I'll say, you know, it's changed, right? And the way it's changed, a lot of people are saying it's not for the greater good, is that you're seeing this is the highest scoring time in the league you've ever seen as far as players. Like, you got multiple players as of right now, there's early in the season that already have over 500 points. 500 points. Like individually. So let me make sure. Let me see if I say this for y'all, because this was one of the ones where I was kind of flabbergasted a little bit by it, man, because I was extremely shocked and surprised by it. I said, hold on, man, ain't no way where you got okay, so I didn't say that joint in there. Dang. I didn't save it, man. I do want to show y'all a funny meme though, just not to keep changing it. Did y'all see this? Let me see. I saw this, man. This made me laugh so hard. It said LeBron and AD against the Heat the other night. Bro, when I saw this, man, I almost cried laughing. I almost cried laughing the other night when I saw that. Man, I said, hold on, man. They can't do Bron and AD like that. That's not right, bro. That's not fair. But let me see. What was I going to show y'all? Let's see. Let me see here. Y'all give me 1 second, man, because I had it and I wanted to see if I saw that same thing. And it broke down, man, where it just showed right away, like boom, right out the back. If I can't find it now, just going through it quick, y'all, then I'll pull it up and do it a different way. But man, oh. Let me see here. Was it this one I was looking at? Total points, scoring leaders. No. Total points is this one. Nope, it's not that one, man. But anyway, it was I think it was over 6 or 7 players easy that has individually right now over 500 points for the year, like total, meaning like all the points combined. I said, hold on, man, ain't no way. That is a lot. Like scoring is through the roof. You got multiple players averaging over 30. Which is like, man, like, and a lot of it you can definitely contribute to 3-point shooting because we all know that 3-point shooting is through the roof right now. It's definitely a point where you're looking at it. All you're seeing more than anything is what 3-pointers going up, 3-pointers hosting up. Autism Boy said, "Who's your top 10 point guards of all time?" Oh, that's a tough one. I'll give you my top 10, but I will give them in no specific order. I'm going to go Magic, Steph, Kyrie, Mike Bibby, John Stockton. You gotta go Allen Iverson, even though he should have been a 2 guard, but he was too short, or it should have. Yeah, it is what it is. Tony Parker. Who else? So that's 7. Who else am I thinking of as my top 10 for me? Just me specifically. You gotta go Ja Morant, obviously. Derrick Rose, obviously. And I'm gonna go Rondo at number 10. I'm gonna go Rondo at number 10. That's just mine. Right off the top of my head that I can think of right away. That's just mine. Now I could have said Tim Hardaway Sr., obviously. We could have threw in what's my other man's name? Steve Francis. We could have threw in Baron Davis, Gilbert Arenas. There is a litany, but for me, that's just my top 10. I mean, I could have went way throwback, old school, but I just went with the players that came to mind for me. You know what I mean? Cuban Boys, Autism Boy. Make sure you check me out at basketball.com. Same username. Hey, Cuban, is it basketball.com or just basketball.com or if you can drop the link in there, Cuban, so I can make sure I get that out, man. So I can make sure I get that out. Definitely drop if you can, Cuban. Drop that link in the chat for me, bro. So I can definitely make sure I know I should be on there, but I got probably subscribed to damn near 1,000 channels on YouTube. And what's wild is that I reset notifications for a lot of the YouTube channels and stuff like that. But the exact same time, what's the craziest thing is, I kid y'all not, man. I'll get notifications from channels that either I haven't been to in a long time or any of that. And it's I'm just like, what in the hell is going on? It's super crazy. Okay, he said basketball.com without the E. So basketball.com without the E. Let me see. Let me check this out. Cuban, is this which one is this? Is this like a private? Or Cuban, if you can, explain what that is, so then that way I know too. Or explain that for anybody that's catching this live or catching the playback, so they can definitely go and support Cuban Kane and the joint he got on here too, man. And a matter of fact, I might drop the link for a little bit before I get up out of here. Talk a little bit this good here basketball. Anybody that want to pull up for it. So y'all give me 1 second. Invite, copy. So drop the link here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin this joint. Anybody that want to pull up, feel free to do so. Anybody want to bring up any topics I didn't touch on, or any topics that come to mind, or anything like that? Got a few minutes to spare. Chop it up with y'all, and then, like I said, I'm gonna get my butt up out the way, man. Like I got the link pinned for whoever want to pull up, chop it up, talk some basketball. Like I said, man, I'm hoping y'all stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm hoping brother gonna be available, man, so I can talk the topic that I wanted to talk. I wanted to save it for him because it was a great talking point that he had listed that I came across, and me and him was talking behind the scenes about, that I would love to get his perspective on, have some back and forth with him on it, have a guest on the panel, and then we cook up, man. Matter of fact, while I wait and see if anybody want to click the link, I'm gonna go ahead and message my brother right now and see if he see whenever. Let me see if he what time. Maybe. So then that way I can get that time out to y'all. Definitely get that time out to y'all. So anybody in the building, y'all can pull up tomorrow. Cuban said I support all hoop heads. Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. The thing you got going right here. So I'm looking at it right now, and I was like, oh, okay. I support all hoops. Sorry, no, you're good, bro. You're good. Don't worry about it. Do you want to explain or explain what this particular platform is? Can I share this, Cuban? Because I don't want to share it and get myself in trouble or anything, but if I can share this, let me know. He said it is. Let me go back to this real quick. Sorry, y'all. It is a basketball social media platform. Basketball social media platform. Okay. I might have to check this out more because, like I said, I didn't get an opportunity to go on here, and I thought I wrote it down. My kids might have tossed and did something with it. So Cuban, when on this particular platform, what is what would you say as far as like the trafficking through this point? Is there a lot of people on it? Is it something like you got to download? Well, obviously you do got to download it because it's a platform for it, but create a profile. I mean, then you can download it to have it. But how's the trafficking point on it? Is there a lot of people on here? Is it kind of like, I see my Lakers is losing to the Hawks 59-57. Killing me, man. He said basically Twitter for basketball. Okay. Let me go ahead and definitely when I get wrapped up with this live, I'm definitely gonna download it. Excuse me, definitely gonna download it. Definitely start utilizing it and chopping up the people that's talking basketball. Like I said, I don't have a Twitter or X, whatever it's called, but because it's like on there, I mean that stuff get crazy. I'm like, bro, I ain't got time for that. People want to talk basketball and just kind of conversate about it, talk some good hoops with me. Yeah, let me go ahead and hop on that. And shout out to you for linking that up for us, man. So again, any of the basketball heads that's in here catching this live or catching the playback, y'all make sure y'all go to basketball.com again without the E. So basketball.com without the E. Check that joint out. Again, my man said it is a basketball social media platform. I'm definitely going to join this community because, again, I'm looking at some of the comments, and yeah, it's definitely. He said, "Hell yeah, you can share." Okay, so in that case, let me. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all so y'all can see what this platform looks like and get familiar with, and then I'm definitely gonna make sure I go ahead and do that as soon as I get off this joint. So let me see here. Here. And voila. Y'all should be seeing that. Y'all let me know when that pops up on the screen for you good folk. So y'all go check this out, man. This is something, like I said, Cuban Kane definitely just dropped some knowledge on your boy with this being a basketball social media platform. As y'all can see on here already, man, it's definitely pretty much like Twitter, like X, but more dedicated and surrounded with basketball. Like you're getting to see highlights of things, you're getting to see scores. I'm liking the layout of this platform, so I'm definitely gonna be joining this community and getting to it, man. Definitely got to see it. You get to see, people dropping highlights of certain things in here, chatting with amongst the community. So yeah, let's definitely drive some traffic to that. Like I said, I'll be joining that and being a part of that because anytime there's basketball to be talked about, whether it be on a live, whether it be, in a community with individuals that's like-minded that love the game the way I do, I'm all for it. All for it. Love to be a part of and want to do it. Autism Boy said that are the Portland Trailblazers overrated? Man, Portland Trailblazers are trash, bro. And shout out to my Portland family. I got some family in Portland. I used to live in Portland, but at the same time, bro, they going nowhere fast. They going nowhere fast. They the only team in history. They holding 200-pound dumbbells with a Titanic anchor strapped around their ankle, and they trying to swim from the bottom of the ocean. That's that's how I feel, man. They 8-14 right now, so it's not too bad because the Jazz are 4-17, the Pelicans are 5-18, but the Trailblazers, it's just hell no. Ain't no they can't be overrated or underrated. They just who they are, bro. They just who they are, man. Cuban King said picking up little by little, just starting off. Okay. But even if it's just starting off, bro, I don't mind being a part of startups. I didn't did that professionally and don't mind at all doing that with this joint too, man. Because again, you gotta be a part of something for something. You gotta be a part of starting something to build something. So I don't mind. Hopefully, anybody and everybody that's in here or catching the playback of this joint, they go over there and we can drive some traffic to it and bring some people over there, man. I'm all for that. Cuban King said my uncle runs it. I help him out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be over there. I'll definitely be under the same exact screen name and everything, being A1 Hoop Zone, so then that way I can talk some basketball and anybody and everybody that knows, they'll be able to see it and that's A1. They want to come over this way whenever I'm live or catch a video, they definitely can do the same. Y'all already know. I'm not one of those people that's gonna turn face. I support everybody and anybody, and I definitely want to do the right thing with that. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm responding to my bro about tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Ask him, brother, right now about tomorrow. Like, hey, we gotta have that conversation. Definitely gotta have that conversation. Gotta have that conversation for sure. Because he brought up something that, man, I was like, yeah, we got to. Ain't no way around it. We got to do it. It got to happen. While I do that, let me see. I just boy see the Blazers are going nowhere fast. Yeah, I hate to say it, man, because I don't dislike the Blazers. It's just ain't nothing happening, bro. It's like ain't nothing happening. It's gonna be what it's gonna be for them, and then it's like they ain't going nowhere. Let's see what brother said. Deuce Brandon, my guy in Cali. You can check him out on IG if you have one. Feel handy. Who's got it? I'm free around 11 and 12ish. Cool. So tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central, 10 a.m. Pacific. Is that good for you? Okay. So 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Another live firing off tomorrow. And like I said, man, we're gonna be talking about that conversation I told y'all we're starting to join out right away, man. About wanting to know, right? Like for this day and age of basketball, what's wrong with it? What's happening? Is it phasing out? And we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it. Definitely gonna save it. Then also the same thing that Autism Boy brought up, Baron Davis and Gilbert Arenas. I got that talking point down too. So I got it written down. I'm not gonna forget. And we're gonna definitely get to that as well, man. Definitely gonna get to that. But like I said, man, I went a little over my 2-hour mark. I was planning to stop at 2 hours, but went a little bit over. We locking in tomorrow. Again, y'all lock that in. Stay tuned for the thumbnail to pop up. We're gonna be talking basketball early. I know there's gonna be some boxing fights on early tomorrow, so I personally want to catch those early. And we definitely gonna have some fun tomorrow. It's gonna be a good show, man. So y'all make sure y'all pop up, and y'all make sure y'all show up, show out for your boys, support the grind, support the channel, and let's keep talking this good basketball for sure, man. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming through, supporting the channel. My brother Just Do, my brother Demetrius Bright, everybody in the super chat, Cash App, definitely appreciate that. Each and every one of y'all showing up, everybody that supported the grind, staying in here, Autism Boy, Cuban Kane, Queen, the rest, again, everybody that was in the chat being active, Kane, everybody else, appreciate y'all coming through, making the channel fun, making it engaging, and we're able to talk this good basketball talk, man. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming through. I'll be back at y'all with another one. With that said, we out of here. Y'all stay blessed, stay happy, stay safe, most of all. And until next time, we gone, y'all. We out of here.